are there's some in the north end of town, I know. There's some in Bexley. Last year, Maxine had one in the Pataskala area. And so they are available. And if anyone would like to be in a Bible study group for sharing and for growing spiritually, those are available also as part of the club.
As part of the club. Yes. And if at the club meetings, I imagine they could find out, or are they mentioned then?
It's right on
well, it's right on the card.
It isn't on this one, but this particular one. But yes, it generally is, and it is announced at every meeting. Also, we have couples clubs if a husband and wife would like to come together. And my husband and I just finished one on Monday nights.
I see.
That was the best night for everyone to come, and husband and wife can come.
I see.
And then my husband and I took turns acting as guides, which was very informative and helped us all as a group and as a neighborhood.
Now this was just a sharing kind of a thing, right? With a little spiritual emphasis.
No, we have a regular book that we
you would study.
We search the scriptures and put our answers in, and then we come and share our answers. It is not necessary to share. It's voluntary. If you have answers you would rather not share, of course they are. That's for your
own church.
I would like to mention, too, that we have something else that reaches husband and wife. We have many ladies come say, I wish my husband could have just heard today what I heard. So we have the Couples Club, and Maxine and her husband are... What are you? I don't know your official title. You're chairpersons.
The plural as a dual.
Right on, chairperson.
We have this 4 times a year, and it's really been a blessing. And it's not run exactly as we do it for the ladies. We dress the tables up a little bit fancier for the ladies' luncheon.
I see.
And we don't have the project because maybe a man wouldn't really like to know how to use the crock pot or something like this, you know. But we do invite an outstanding speaker and music. And we had one just last month, and it was just a great time at Alonka's. But our next one will be on September the 12th, I beg your pardon, at Capital University Faculty Dining Room. And this is a place for you to bring a friend that might be interested, or someone who doesn't know the Lord, that they might have Jesus Christ presented to them.
I see.
So it's been our privilege to work on that this year. So I am really involved in this right up to my eyeballs.
I can see. Now this is new, I understand, the couples organization.
It's the newest arm of Stonecroft.
I see.
And sometimes in some cities, for instance down in Lexington, they have theirs every second month. And you can just do this. However, we thought just getting started that we would start with 4 meetings a year and reach out and get other couples interested in this to support us. And I think when I was talking before, I probably misled you again there on the fact that the money that we receive at our luncheons, all of that money goes to Stonecroft. And not even any of that money is spent even for the literature that we use, so that you know that that definitely is going for that. And then as Peggy has said, we just reach out to people in many, many ways. And everything that Peggy has said, I could just really reiterate, because the lives that are touched is the reward.
Marvelous. It really is. It makes you feel. That is the kind of thing I think the Lord allows us to have just enough of. Not too much so that we think we're doing such a fantastic job, but just enough that we feel that this service is needed, and that He will continue to bless us if we continue to do it in His name.
I wanted to mention also that our speakers, either a man or a lady, but always a lay person. We do not invite the clergy in, because we just feel that a lay witness of what Jesus Christ has meant in your life, this really reaches out to women. They can really identify with this.
Right, because it's something... as human as we are, we tend to level things. And if we feel that they're associating in where we're at, we tend to hear more what they say.
This is right. And I think one month we may have a very young homemaker. And maybe she has, 4 children in 4.5 years or something. And part of our group identifies with that. Sometime we might have a lovely, lovely older lady, perhaps a widow who's really been serving the Lord for 50 years. Someone else identifies with her. And our program is really varied, and we pray a lot. The advisors and Peggy about who will come to speak to us. And the Lord is just marvelous to direct us to who we should have.
It just keeps getting better and
It
better.
really
doesn't
does. It really does.
That's great. Well, if you know, your topic, I think, of your My Fair Lady retreat was learning to communicate, well, not the theme, but learning to communicate with God. I was thinking when you said that, this is maybe, even though we pray and we feel we have communication, we don't always. And leaving it open for the line to be returned is sometimes where the problem comes in. So learning to communicate through prayer and letting the Lord do his thing and stepping aside. But isn't that hard?
Yes, it is.
Sometimes it is. The word patience in the capital letters needs to be stamped on my forehead, because many times I
Do
think...
you pray, Barbara, like, Lord, give me patience and I want it right now?
Well, I've learned in many ways that you just learn patience. Maybe, Peggy, I might ask you, would you have something of your own personal witness that you would like to share this morning?
My personal testimony, Barbara, is so terribly dull that your listening audience would go to sleep. I'm one of those very fortunate people who grew up with a Christian mother and father in a Christian home, the youngest of 7 children, all of whom are serving the Lord.
Oh, great.
And I have nothing traumatic, or exciting to tell you, but I must say this, that I do know that Christ has been the best friend that I'll ever have. He was a member of my family, so to speak, and we grew up knowing that we were to call on him and that he would guide us and lead us. So we grew up learning to walk hand in hand with the Lord Jesus Christ. And so I don't really have anything really flashy to tell you, like having been on the brinks of despair. I've had a beautiful life, and I'm so thankful for my mother and father and my Christian brothers and sisters and the atmosphere in which I was raised. So I'm a very lucky person, and know it.
Well, you know, Peggy, it's interesting that you come across with that statement, because that's pretty much the way my life lays. But my excitement comes in not having the sudden lights come on, but that I look back and just can look at with a love to my parents, because they shared what they had with me, and that's so exciting that I can do that same thing with my children. So these young singles that I seem to be mentioning my husband several times this morning. I don't know why I'm doing that.
We'll permit that.
Okay. He has a group of young singles, which is post-college and out of high school young employed people. And some of them have experienced the same thing we've had, and some of them have experienced a new light. And it's really just love to hear them talk, because one thinks they have it, I really feel the Lord because I've just suddenly gotten him. And the other one comes back and thinks, well, just think all the good and how long I've had him, So it's really good to hear them talk.
The greatest legacy that you can leave your child is the knowledge of Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And that was what was left to me, and it was the greatest gift that could have been given to me. I would like to just clarify a couple of things that I have said. I said our luncheons always meet on the 4th Monday of every month. If the 4th Monday happens to be a holiday, and it is this time, we meet the Monday prior. So our luncheon this time will be May the 19th, girls, so get ready a week early. And instead of the 4th Monday.
And your May Day luncheon.
Yes. Also, I think that whenever you're in the club and you love the Lord and you see another outreach that you can use, another channel that can be used in reaching people for Christ, you begin to take on extra duties. And this is what Maxine did for us this year, in addition to all that she does do for us. She agreed to do the books, and we had the outreach ministry through our literature ministry. And I thought maybe you might like to tell her about your book project and what's going on, and also about our life series.
I really would. This is tremendous. I have before me a beautiful, beautiful folder that says Books for Family Reading. And not only do I carry these books in and out of this luncheon every time, looking for a good book chairman, by the way, but we sell the books. I send my order into Stonecroft. They sell me the books at the cost price. And then I sell the books just for the same amount of money. We make no money on this. This is one thing I wanted to stress, that this is not a money-making project ever in any way. And I sell the books for exactly what I pay for them. And they screen the books before they're put on the list. And we are very careful. In other words, I do not go to the bookstore and buy what I think is a good book. It is a good book. But perhaps there's something in there that might be derogatory toward a certain denomination or whatever. Racism or something. So that we're just, this I think is just a wonderful thing. Then we have what we call our life series. We have a group of little booklets, beautiful booklets with lovely, lovely pictures and maybe a little prayer or a meditation. And we use these in the club to witness to other people. If you sit beside someone on a plane and say, oh, it's a beautiful day, isn't God wonderful? He's made that gorgeous clouds out there. Oh, I don't know if there's a God. I happen to have a little book here to share with you. And it's more than just sharing Jesus Christ in this way of now, this is what you need to do to be born again. But here it is, a beautiful picture, and each one of us, I think, could sit here and really tell you stories of how we have used this in our lives. We've all of us used them one time or another as Christmas cards or an insert to someone in the hospital. And this is just another arm. We have so many things going in this club. Yes. We really do. And we have, Peggy is our chairman, we have a co-chairman, and then we have 3 advisors who help to select. We meet, pray together, and select our speakers and so on. But then we have other jobs, just probably another 30 women in each club involved, doing everything from name tags to reservations to telephoning.
I see.
And by the way, if you come to our club one time, you fill out a little yellow slip, and all that does is give us your name and address, and we'll phone you and ask you if you would like to come to our luncheon the next month.
Oh.
So this is how we find out if you would like to come. And I think this is really lovely, but it's a big job.
It's a big job, but it's a very personal contact. And some person that, sometimes personalities such as we have around the table, we're all doing our good job talking this morning. right. But some personalities don't lend to that. And just an extra phone call saying, hey, we'd love to have you come, may make that person feel just, hey, they really do want me there. And that's good.
This is right, and we have a telephone chairman, and then under her are captains, and under the captains
are our ambassador.
This is right.
But she is so great.
She really is. And the girls, though, for instance, you might have 10 people to call each month, and you'd be surprised how that caller gets involved in the lives of the people that she calls. Maybe someone said, I can't come this time because my child is so ill. Then we'll put that child, we have a prayer chain, and we'll put that child on the prayer chain. It's just beautiful how it just reaches out and overflows. And there seems to be a job for each person. Whatever the thing is you like to do, if you're the quiet person who likes to, the artsy kind, all right, we'll give you a job. Right, we just have something for everybody.
Great. Did we sidetrack from the books just a little bit?
No, not really. But anyway, they're there each month. And I usually wear a crazy hat or make a project or, make a something
to track their attention. Could you give us just 2 or 3 ideas of some of the books that they do promote? This is actually what it would be.
Let's talk about Meditation Moments that was written by Millie Stam. Did you get to bring that in?
This is right. We have a beautiful book called Meditation Moments, and I've given this book to many, many friends. People don't have one. I have to see that they get one. It is really a lovely, lovely book. Sells for about, I imagine, $5.98. It really is a quality book. But every day of the year, Millie has a scripture and a meditation in there. Just lovely things. And this is one of the popular books. Anyone who becomes acquainted with Christian Women's and learns to love Millie Stam, they just really have to have that book. But we use old books, for instance. We promote the Living Thoughts for the Children's Hour, and I think the book that you used maybe here this morning, we used that one. We have Howard Hendricks' Say It With Love, and a book by record that she had made. So we have just a few records. We sell Bibles, of course, and we have books for teenagers, books to help a parent how to get along with your child. Just family relations.
So it's just a real family thing, whatever happens to be your need for that
This is exactly it. And then we have fiction. We have an adult fiction. We also have book clubs where we would send you a nice paperback book, fiction. And we also have this for children. My young children have had that. and just very, very good reading.
Uh-huh.
So I just feel that I don't think we've missed anything, really. We just
all
reach out everywhere.
aspects. Oh, that's great.
Also, rather than if you would not come to the club, but would like to belong to the book club, you can join the book club.
Oh,
They'll send the books direct to your home.
Okay.
Either for the adult line or for the children's line.
Oh, okay.
Which is good.
Now, there was a little note sent in to us to please give the numbers for the luncheon one more time.
All right, one more time. Hit it, Michael. 231-5182, 927-7808. And the telephone lady that answers, I've always said it's the most fun that you can have. She's just a delight to talk to, and either of these ladies would be more than happy to tell you anything that you might like to ask about the club. 231-5182, 927-7808.
And those are numbers that you can get in contact with. And I'm sure the station wouldn't mind us at this point. You said you send them information each month about what is happening and what's going on, that if you become interested or happen to think about it, you can call out here at the station and ask them for the numbers, and they would be glad to give them to you as well. We have time, I think, for one more selection from the trio, and I just want to apologize. We've got these two lovely ladies standing over here, and they've just been singing their hearts out, and we've just really enjoyed hearing from you, and I think live music on a program is just so delightful. It's really been meaningful for me this morning, and I'm sure for the gals that have come, and thank you so very much for singing for us. Well, thank you. There's a sweet, sweet spirit in this place. And I've got to share just a little bit about that spirit in the last couple of minutes that we have left. The gals, before we came on the air, were so excited about their churches, and we just wanted to talk and just give just a word about them. Maxine, you've got about a minute.
Oh, great. Okay, here I go. On Route 28 in Jersey, Ohio, which is off of Route 310 and Broad Street, next Monday morning at 8:30, we are breaking ground there for the Grace Brethren Church of Licking County. It had been a mission church, not now. We're self-supporting. And I'm so excited about this, and it happens to be on the acreage down around the corner from me.
Oh,
so
wonderful.
I love it. So I just am real excited about this.
And those are just wonderful joys. We just have to share, because if we've been a part of those churches, they just become a real part of
Do I get half of that minute?
Yes.
All right. We're celebrating our year-old mission, the First Baptist Church of Pickerington, and we meet in the intermediate school. And we're going to be erecting our sign on Mother's Day with a caravan and a parade, the future site of the First Baptist Church of Pickerington, Ohio.
So we've got lots of firsts going here, haven't we? Oh, well, this is real exciting. And again, I really want to thank you all so much for coming, and Mike for sharing on the piano this morning. It's just been a delightful morning. Love the Lord, and remember, mothers, those children are gifts of God.